Hello everyone and welcome to today's online class for class 11. The next concept that we are going to study is the hybridization concept. We are going to study this concept with the help of the formation of different molecules by applying this hybridization concept, and thus we are going to study the concept itself. The first concept, the molecule the formation of the molecule that we are going to study is the CH4 molecule. CH4 is known as methane, which contains 4 hydrogen atoms combined with the central atom carbon. The hybridization concept depends on the central atom, the electronic configuration of the central atom. I am going to say again, the hybridization concept, the shape of the molecule, the structure of the molecule, this entire concept depends on the electronic configuration of the central atom. The central atom in this case is the carbon, which have 2s and 2p as the valence shell. The ground state electronic configuration for this is 1s2, 2s2, and it is situated like this one. It is assigned and in this manner in the ground state. Now with carbon, the carbon atom is in its free gaseous state, it resides in the ground state. But when carbon atom is situated in a molecule, it resides in the excited state. So carbon in CH4 molecule that is in excited state, the electronic configuration will look like this: 1, 2, and another electron. This electron from 2s will rearrange to the p orbital and have a 4 unpaired electron. Why? Because 4 sigma bond is being formed. This is the second thing that we need to notice. 4 sigma bond is needed, is formed, the 4 sigma bond formed. So 4 unpaired electron is needed on the central atom. In the central atom, in the ground state, 2 unpaired electron is there, and 2 paired electron is there. 2 electron are in pair. So to create 4 unpaired electron, we are going to take the excited state of the carbon, and in excited state carbon has 4 unpaired electron. Before forming, according to this theory, before forming the bond with 4 hydrogen, this carbon will combine these 4 atomic orbitals, that is 1s and 3p orbital will combine with each other to create a new kind of bond known as sp3 orbital. Before creating the bond, this carbon in the excited state will combine these 4 orbitals. 1s orbital and 3p orbital will combine with each other to create 4 different orbitals known as, each of them known as sp3 orbital. Why sp3? 1s and 3p have been combined, so the name of this newly formed hybrid orbital is known as sp3. Each of them now known as sp3. There is no s and p individually. All these orbitals are now sp3. Now there is no existence of s orbital, p orbital. Now in the carbon in excited state, a new 4 hybrid orbital exists known as sp3. In this hybrid orbital, 4 hydrogen atom will share 4 electrons and thus will form the sigma bond. And it is found that the shape of this bond that they formed looks like this: carbon and the 4 hybrid bonds that they are formed are now aligned in such a way that they create a tetrahedral shape. having 109 degree 28 minute. So this tetrahedral shape of CH4 molecule is because of the combination creation of this 4 sp3 orbital. That's why in CH4 molecule the central atom carbon is in the sp3 hybridization. So the combination of orbitals to create a hybrid orbital happens in that way. Supposedly one s and one p orbital is going to combine. I am not talking about overlapping. This is not overlapping. The entire orbitals are getting combined and both of them are of the central atom. I am not talking about orbital of one atom and orbital of other atom. Before the combination, the central atom will try to combine the orbital themselves, hybridize the orbital themselves by combining the orbital. Suppose that one s orbital and one p orbitals are combining. This combination will be giving a orbital in such a manner that this kind of hybrid orbital will be produced. Now you can say, what is this new orbital? This is nothing but the hybrid orbital that has been produced by the combination of this s orbital with this p orbital. What is happened that when this s and p are combining, this entire lobe is engulfed by this lobe of p orbital. As a result, this lobe becomes larger in volume and this one gets squeezed in volume, resulting in this kind of hybrid orbital. So this is pure p, pure s orbital, and this is pure p orbital. By combining both of them, an hybridized orbital is formed. Now, during sp3 hybridization, one is 3p orbital formed or combined. Not one is 1p. One is 3p orbitals are combined. As a result, as 4 orbitals combined, 4 hybrid orbitals will be produced. This is the 3 orbitals of p. When they are combining, they are creating 4 hybrid orbitals. Now these 4 hybrid orbitals will try to orient themselves with respect to each other and they will create this kind of orientation. And the center is situated in this way. These all are sp3 hybrid orbital. The pure s and pure p orbital will not going to produce, it will not going to exist anymore, but all sp3 orbital will going to be exist, in which the characteristic of s and the characteristic of p orbitals are situated in each of them. Now this is the concept of hybridization. By combining different species, we are creating a new species having the characteristic of this previous species. By combining s orbital of the central atom with the p orbitals of the 3p orbitals of that central atom, we are creating a hybrid orbital, 4 hybrid orbital which orient themselves in this way. Now if I try to construct them in this manner, this is the orientation that we will get. The central atom is situated in here and this will create one bond, This will create one bond by combination with other atom. This will create one bond with by combination of other atom. This one. This is nothing but, as you can see, a tetrahedral structure. That's why in the last example that we had done, CH4, the carbon was having sp3 hybridization and thus was producing a tetrahedral structure having 109 degree 28 minutes, because it is found that the hybridized sp3 hybridization produces an angle between 109 degree 28 minutes, that after the hybridization of sp3, each hybridized sp3 orbital have an angle of 109 degree 28 minutes between them. Let's study the formation of ammonia molecule with the help of hybridization. Now, hybridization depends on the electronic configuration of central atom. In ammonia molecule, the central atom is nitrogen. So nitrogen have 2s, 2p orbital, and in ground state the electronic configuration looks like this. 1s2, 2p3. 3 sigma bond is formed. So 3 unpaired electron is needed, 3 unpaired electron is there in this. So hydrogen can have hybridization starting from S. Now here is another factor that we need to remember in hybridization. Hybridization is always going to start from the valence shell. That is starting. That is I needed 3p unpaired electron. That means I cannot start from p. I need to start from S. S is not S electrons. I do not need S electron during the bond formation. S electron is residing as a lone pair. The bond formation is happening between the p orbitals. So to construct this structure, I need only p orbitals but during hybridization I need to start from S, including S, because I cannot leave the inner orbitals to start the hybridization. I always have to start from the inner orbitals in the valence shell. So S is needed to be incorporated, included S, and 3p is needed. So the hybridization that will be happening will be sp3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the hybridized orbital that we will get in the nitrogen, and then only hydrogen will share 1 electron to each to create this NH3 molecule. Now as this is an sp3 hybridization, the shape of the molecule will going to be that tetrahedral 4 hybrid orbital. That 4 hybrid orbital creates a tetrahedral shape, in the center of which the nitrogen is situated. This one from 1 hybrid orbital, this one by the combination of 1 hybrid orbital with the s orbital, and 1 lobe will be attaining the lone pairs of electron on the nitrogen, thus forming the pyramidal shape. Having an angle less than 109 degree or closer to 109 degree 28 minutes, because now these orbitals are not pure p orbital, these are hybridized sp3 orbital, and hybridized sp3 orbitals have 109 degree, nearly 109 degree 28 minutes between them. That's why this angle we also is going to be nearly 109 degree 28 minutes. The next molecule that we are going to study is the water molecule. The central atom of water molecule is oxygen. The electronic configuration is this. 1:2p4. Two electrons are unpaired and we only need two electrons to do the 2 sigma bond with hydrogen. But we are not going to use the pure orbitals. Now we know that before doing bonding, the central atom always do the hybridization, and hybridization is going to include the s orbital also, though s orbital electron is not directly participating in the bond formation, but still we are going to include the s orbital and the 3p orbitals, creating an sp3 hybrid orbital which have same size, same shape and same energy. This 4 hybrid sp3 orbital containing the 2 lone pairs and 2 unpaired electrons of oxygen. Now the sharing of electron from hydrogen will occur, producing 2 sigma bond. That will create a shape of 2 sp3 orbital, hybridized orbital will contain the unpaired electrons, contain the paired electrons, and 2 will be used up for the formation of these 2 sigma bond with hydrogen. Having an angle less than, very less than 109 degree 20 minutes, nearly 92 degree, nearly the angle is found to be due to the electronic lone pair repulsion. We already have studied that in Weier's-Signal theory. So the structure, the shape of the structure that we will get is the bend shape, and the hybridization of the central atom is also sp3. The next hybridization that we are going to study is the sp2 hybridization. This hybridization happens when the central atom contains Ns as valence shell and Np as valence shell, and instead of all the S and all 3p, it is mixing 1s and 2p of the orbital, resulting in 3 hybrid orbital, each of them known as sp2, and 1 pure p orbital will be retained. 1 pure p orbital will be retained in the central atom. The shape of this hybrid orbital will look like this one. 3 sp orbital is there. This is the central atom in the middle, and 3 hybrid orbitals. This is 1 hybrid orbital with the bigger lobe and in the opposite smaller lobe. This one is the second hybrid orbital with the bigger lobe and in the opposite smaller lobe. This is the third hybrid sp2 orbital with the bigger lobe and in the opposite the smaller lobe. So all these 3 are the hybrid orbitals of sp2. And these 3 lobes are found to be situated on the same plane, on the plane of the molecule. Plane of the molecule. And this pure p orbital placed perpendicularly from the plane of this hybridized atom. How this one looks like? Supposedly, this is the plane of the molecule. This is the plane of the molecule. In the center, in this position, the central atom is situated, and after the combining one s orbital with its 2p orbital, it is creating a sp2 hybridization orbital. 3 orbital has been combined, so 3 hybrid orbital will be formed, and they will orient like this. All the hybrid orbital will be situated on this plane only, where in the middle the central atom is situated, and one hybrid orbital will be this, like the bigger lobe on this direction and the smaller lobe on the opposite of this. The second hybrid orbital will be towards this direction and the smaller lobe on the opposite direction, and the third one will be in this direction and the smaller lobe like this. And the pure p that is not being combined in this case will be perpendicular with the plane of the molecule, like in this way. These two lobe of p orbital will be situated perpendicularly like this. Now this is a comparatively similar situation like trigonal planar molecule, trigonal planar shape. In fact, trigonal planar molecule, trigonal planar shape is the result of this kind of hybridization only. Trigonal planar shape is the result of this kind of sp2 hybridization only. That's why this looks like exactly trigonal planar molecule, trigonal planar shape. Let's study the formation of ethylene molecule. Now the structure of chemical formula of ethylene is CH2 double bond CH2. This is ethylene molecule. Now there are two central atoms, this carbon and this carbon. Let's try to do the hybridization of this carbon which has star on it, star written on it. This carbon have hybridization 2s 2p. In the ground state, electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, and it will be oriented like this way. But in the excited state, the electronic configuration of carbon is this one. Four unpaired electron is there. Now, how much numbers of sigma bond this molecule, this star carbon is doing? Hydrogen, 2 sigma bond, another sigma bond at pi bond. So this carbon with a star on it has 3 sigma bond. So to do the hybridization, we need to combine only 3 electron, 3 orbital, that is s and 2p. This last orbital with unpaired electron we do not need to combine, because hybridization only concerned with the sigma bond formation. This is the third rule that you need to remember. Hybridization concerned with only the sigma bond formation. As 3 sigma bond is formed by the central atom carbon with a star, that's why 3 orbital with unpaired electron we are going to combine to produce 3 hybrid sp2 orbital, and 1 pure p will be retained. Now hydrogen, 2 hydrogen will share 2 electron to produce 2 sigma bond, and 1 carbon will share 1 electron to produce 1 sigma bond, and this pure p electron, 1 carbon will share 1 electron on this pure p to create the pi bond. So these are the sigma bond that are being formed, and when the carbon is sharing electron with this pure p orbital electron, the pi bond is being formed. Let's see how. This is the carbon, 3 sigma bond will be this, and the pure p will be perpendicular like this from the plane of the molecule. Now this carbon without this star is also having similar kind of environment like the carbon with the star. That's why the hybridization of this carbon is also going to be sp2, which will result in this kind of shape. And the pure p will be perpendicular from the plane of the molecule also. Now as a result, as these two p contains the unpaired electron and they are parallel to each other, they will have a sidewise overlap with each other, creating the pi bond. Now you can say, ma'am, you have overlapping sidewise the two lobes, so two pi bond will be there. No, when the sidewise overlapping is happening, two lobes will have the overlap, but the combination of one sidewise overlap will create one pi bond. As one sidewise overlap is happening, one pi bond will be formed, resulting in this molecule. Resulting in this pi bond. Let's study the structure of BF3 molecule. The central atom in BF3 is boron. The electronic configuration of boron is this. In the ground state, the electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s1. Now boron is doing 3 sigma bond. As it is doing 3 sigma bond, it needs 3 unpaired electrons. That's why in the excited state, it will rearrange to create 3 sigma bond. Now, as it is creating 3 sigma bond, 3 electron is needed. So the hybridization will be S and 2p. sp2. 1p electron will be retained, will not include in the hybridization. That's how this molecule will be formed. Now by sharing one electron by each fluorine to the hybridized sp2 orbitals of boron, this molecule will be formed and this pure p will be vacant. So the structure of boron will look like this. This is the central atom boron, and this is the 3 hybridized orbital. Each of them have created a overlapping bond, sigma bond, with the fluorine, and the p orbital remained vacant and perpendicular with the plane of the molecule, because this molecule is planar in nature. In a simplified way, if I have to write, this is the 3 sigma bond that is being formed, creating triagonal planar shape, and the p orbital, pure p orbital will be perpendicular from the plane of the molecule, remain vacant over the boron atom. This is the structure of BF3 molecule with an unpaired, with a vacant pure p orbital on the boron atom, on the central boron atom. The next hybridization that we are going to study is the sp hybridization. Sp hybridization occurs when a central atom contains NS and NP as a valence shell, and to create 2 sigma bond, it combines one s orbital with one p orbital, and the remaining 2 orbital, pure p orbital is retained. So 2 hybrid orbital known as sp is created. 2 hybrid orbital each known as sp created, along with 2 pure p orbital. As a result, as 2 hybrid orbital has created, the central atom will have the shape as, supposedly this is the central atom, and two hybrid orbital is created, and these two hybrid orbital looks like this. These two hybrid orbital is oriented on the opposite of each other, and the pure p orbital remains in the perpendicular with the internuclear axis along which these hybrid orbitals are situated. One is perpendicular in this way. This is one pure p orbital, and this is the second pure p orbital. Pure p orbital, and this is the second pure p orbital that is retained. Both of the pure p orbitals are perpendicular along the hybridized orbital, which are oriented on the axis of the central atom. If in a simpler term we need to write it down, then it will look like this. If this is the central atom, these are the two bonds that is going to be formed as sigma bond through the combination of this hybrid orbital with other atomic orbitals, and the pure p orbitals will be like this. This will be the shape of orbital for sp hybridization. Molecule with central atom having sp hybridization. If you notice that this is quite a linear shape, that the bond that are being formed, the sigma bond that are having a linear shape, that is in fact the case for the molecules which have linear shape. All those molecules, actually the central atom causes sp hybridization in them to create that linear shape. Let's study the structure of the BeF2 molecule. In the BeF2 molecule, the central atom is beryllium. The electronic configuration is 2s, 2p. Ground state electronic configuration 1:2, and entire 2p, the three 2p orbitals are vacuum in the ground state, but we need 2 sigma to form 2 sigma bonds. So 2 unpaired electron is needed. Therefore, a rearrangement will happen. One electron from 2s will jump to the 2p orbital, creating 2 unpaired electron. And as 2 sigma bond is needed, one s orbital will combine with one p orbital to form this sp orbital, and 2 remaining pure p orbital will be retained. As a result, this will form 2 sp orbital having 2 unpaired electron and 2 sp orbital with vacant pure p orbital, and 2 pure p vacant orbital will also be there. Now 2 fluorine atom, by sharing 2 electron each, will form the sigma bond. Sigma bond. Now this will look like beryllium, one sp low, another sp low. Fluorine will create the overlap with its own p orbital with beryllium, and thus this sigma bond will be created. 2 sigma bond will be created. The pure p, vacant p orbital is going to be perpendicular with the plane of the molecule. This is the plane of the molecule, and this is the pure p orbital that will be remain perpendicular with the plane of the molecule. In a simplified way, construct the structure. This is the central atom beryllium. Will have 2 sigma bond with fluorine atom, and 2 vacant p orbital will be situated on the beryllium atom in the perpendicular to the plane of the molecule. This is the structure, linear structure of beryllium, in which the central atom beryllium possesses an sp hybridization. Let's study the structure of acetylene molecule. The chemical formula of acetylene is this one, CH triple bond CH. There are two carbon atoms, both of them are similar. So the hybridization of any one will going to produce the hybridization of the other one. Let's try to do the hybridization of this carbon with the star. The carbon with the star, the electronic configuration 2p2 is 2s2p. We know that in ground state the electronic configuration of carbon is, we already have studied that 1s2 2p2. But in excited state, carbon do not form bond in ground state. It form bond in excited state. So excited state carbon will rearrange by producing 1s2 and moving 1s orbital to the p orbital and creating 2p3. This is the 4 unpaired electron that is being produced. But in this structure, the carbon, each carbon contains 2 sigma bonds. So 2 unpaired electron is needed for 2 unpaired electrons are needed for the hybridization. 2 unpaired electrons are needed for sigma bond. That's why the hybridization will happen by combining s orbital with 1 p orbital and creating an sp hybridization, and pure p orbital with unpaired electron will be retained. So the hybridized orbital with the unpaired electron will be like this, and the pure p orbital with the unpaired electron will be like this. So in this case now, one hydrogen will share 1 electron to produce this sigma bond. Another carbon, the adjacent carbon, will share 1 electron, another electron to produce another sigma bond. And this one, and the carbon, the adjacent carbon, will share another electron to the 1p orbital to create one first pi orbital, and it will again share another electron to the last pure p orbital to create the second pi orbital, and thus will produce the triple bond. So the triple bond or the pi bond will be formed by the sharing of electron to the pure p orbital. So the sigma bond will be formed by the share of electron in the hybridized orbital. How this is happening? The central atom, this carbon, is creating a sigma bond with this hydrogen and creating another sigma bond with this carbon. And this carbon also is sp or hybridized. So this one is also going to create 2 lobes and 2 sigma bonds with this hydrogen. And the pure p orbital will be perpendicular like this. And the pure p orbital of this carbon will also going to be perpendicular like this with this carbon with an unpaired electron. As a result, they will have a sidewise overlap, creating 1 pi bond. Another pure p orbital on this carbon will be perpendicular like this, and on this carbon also will be perpendicular like this with an unpaired electron. And as they are now in parallel with each other, they will have an head-on overlap with each other, creating this second pi bond. And thus forming the triple bond. This is the formation of the ethylene molecule with the help of hybridization concept.